Hi guys, I'm Nathan, and in this video I'm going to show you how Haley and I turned these work boots that we found at a thrift store into these awesome boots for my Thorin cosplay. So I searched everywhere on the internet trying to find tutorials on how to make Thorin's boots, but I wasn't able to find much. What I did find was this reference picture from the movies, and man was it super helpful. I started off by taking the work boots and measuring the toes so I can make drawings of the toe caps from those measurements. From there, I cut the pieces I needed out of wood and assembled the pieces with wood glue and brad nails. Now I know everyone doesn't have the skills or the tools to actually make their toe caps out of wood, and I understand that. So other options are cardboard, Worbla, EVA foam. I looked at those options and I decided those weren't the best for me, as I'd be walking around the Renaissance fair all on the uneven ground, and I just didn't want the foam or cardboard to get damaged, and I have no experience working with Worbla, so that really wasn't an option. And really, wood is kind of my forte. I can make a lot of things out of wood, so that's what I did. Next, Haley worked on making the raised decorative pieces that go on the toe caps. She drew the designs on crafting foam and carefully cut them out with an X-Acto knife and scissors. She used hot glue to adhere the foam pieces to the wood toe caps. After that, I used a multi-purpose rubber coating called Plasti-Dip to prime and seal the toe caps in preparation for painting. Once the Plasti-Dip dried, I used a brown hammered spray paint for the base color. Haley then aged the toe caps with black acrylic paint, and for the final coat, she used a paper towel to apply antique gold metallic paint to give the desired look. I then took scrap fabric and hot glued the pieces between the underside of the toe cap and another piece of wood. I also secured the two pieces of wood together with screws for extra strength. That other piece of wood also helps give the boot a more oversized look, which is needed because I'm supposed to look like a dwarf and not a 5'10" man. The fabric piece will be used to attach the fur part of the boot to the caps, and we'll get to that in a little bit. For the fur of the boots, we found this furry pillow cover for $1 at a thrift store. We cut the two sides apart, one side per boot, and began making the upper portion of the boots. To give the fur rigidity and shape, fusible interfacing was used. It was cut to the dimensions that fit my leg and then hot glued to the underside of the fur. Using more hot glue, the two ends were joined together in a cylindrical shape. The fur was trimmed to size and glued down to hide the seam. While I was wearing the upper piece and the work boots, Haley trimmed the fur to match the shape of the boot. The fur will cover all of the boot except the tread. Then Haley sewed pleather loops to the back of the fur where the seam is located. These loops will hold the belts that go around the fur in place, and the stitching also helped reinforce the seam. We used 2 belts per boot in order to get the proper amount of wraps needed. These belts were also found at a thrift store for $2 a piece or less. And let me tell you, when it comes to cosplaying, thrift store shopping is the way to go. Now that all the pieces of the boots are made, it's time to assemble them into the final product. We used Velcro with a sticky back designed for fabric, and let me tell you, this stuff worked perfectly, and the application was super easy. I cut multiple pieces of Velcro and placed them all over the toe, pressing them down firmly for good adhesion. Then I did the same on the underside of the toe cap, making sure to place the Velcro in the proper areas so that the soft and rough sides of the Velcro meet up. As you can see here, this stuff is super strong. Next, we used the Velcro to attach the front corners of the fur to the work boots, just behind the toe caps. And then we used that piece of scrap fabric to attach the fur to the boot caps. These were the only spots I used to attach the fur upper portion of the boot to the rest of the boot. Using the Velcro allows me to put the work boot on, tie the laces, and then hide the laces with the fur. Nothing's better than a cosplay accessory that's easy to put on. And there you have it. The boots are all done, and I'm super happy with them. Oh, and just a side note, I forgot to mention this earlier. When you're shopping for boots, look for boots that are a little bit larger than what you normally wear. I wear a 10.5, these boots were 13, and that helps give the boots an overall larger look on me. It helps to play with that look of me being more dwarvish and gives me a slightly shorter stature. If you have any questions on the process that we took to make these boots, or if you have any questions about the materials that we used, feel free to leave a comment below and we'll get back to you with an answer. Also, If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, and while you're at it, subscribe to our channel. And until next time, so long, farewell, Namarie. And there's the blooper. How we turn these work boots into... Why can't I do it? Intro, intro, intro. I wanted to leave the fur, stick with the script. Take 5, something like that.